boy, I watched the police gun down my parents. I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't stop until I avenged them. That choice brought me here.
We have the entire building surrounded. Surrender your weapons.
In the heart of South Africa, during a time of political turmoil and unrest, Silverton Siege plunges viewers into one of the most gripping chapters of resistance and defiance against an oppressive regime. Set in 1980, the film transports us to a period marked by tension, fear, and a profound struggle for freedom. It is here that we meet a trio of freedom fighters, ordinary people whose courage and conviction push them into extraordinary circumstances, defining the path of their lives and the lives of those around them. What begins as a daring attempt to strike a blow against the machinery of apartheid quickly spirals into chaos, forcing them into a desperate confrontation with the state. The story opens with a palpable sense of urgency. South Africa in 1980 was a nation in the grip of apartheid, a system that systematically disenfranchised and oppressed the majority of its population. Against this backdrop, our protagonists, youthful, determined, and unyielding, embark on a mission of sabotage, driven by a desire to challenge an entrenched system that has robbed them of freedom, dignity, and opportunity. The film captures this era with meticulous attention to detail, from the stark urban landscapes to the quiet moments that reveal the human cost of living under such oppressive conditions. It is a world in which every decision carries weight, and where courage is often met with violent reprisal. The tension escalates quickly when the sabotage mission fails. What was meant to be a targeted strike against the state becomes something far more complicated and dangerous. The trio finds themselves cornered, and what follows is a tense, high-stakes standoff that turns a simple act of rebellion into a national spectacle. The filmmakers portray this transformation with remarkable intensity, showing how a single moment of miscalculation can amplify into a crisis that captures the attention of an entire country. Through this lens, the narrative becomes both a personal story of survival and a broader commentary on resistance, oppression, and the price of defiance. One of the most striking aspects of Silverton Siege is its grounding in real events. The film draws inspiration from an actual incident that played a pivotal role in sparking global attention for the anti-apartheid movement, particularly the Free Mandela campaign. By anchoring the story in historical reality, the movie achieves a level of resonance that goes beyond mere entertainment. Viewers are not just watching a story unfold, they are witnessing a dramatized account of courage, risk, and the complexities inherent in a struggle against systemic injustice. The authenticity of the narrative is heightened by the care with which the characters are written, capturing both their bravery and their vulnerability. At the center of the narrative are the characters themselves, portrayed with gripping intensity by Thabo Rametsi, Noxolo Dlamini, Stefan Erasmus, and Arnold Vosloo. Each performance brings nuance and depth, offering insight into the motivations, fears, and convictions that drive these individuals. Rametsi embodies the determination of a young man willing to confront impossible odds. His performance conveys a mix of youthful idealism and hard-earned resilience. Dlamini brings a quiet strength and emotional core to the story, portraying the weight of responsibility and the moral dilemmas faced by those who resist injustice. Erasmus and Vosloo add further layers, reflecting the moral ambiguity and human complexity inherent in such high-pressure situations. Together, these performances create a compelling ensemble that anchors the film's emotional and thematic impact. Visually, the film is both stark and striking. The cinematography captures the tension and claustrophobia of the hostage situation with precision, employing tight framing and careful pacing to keep viewers on edge. Urban streets, police barricades, and the interior of the bank become almost characters in their own right, shaping the narrative and influencing the actions of those caught within them. There is a palpable sense of immediacy in every scene, a feeling that the audience is not merely observing events, but is instead embedded in the unfolding crisis. The filmmakers also juxtapose moments of high tension with quieter, reflective sequences, allowing the story to breathe and giving viewers time to consider the human stakes involved. Beyond its gripping action and historical context, Silverton Siege delves deeply into the psychology of its characters. The film does not shy away from exploring fear, doubt, and the moral ambiguity of resistance. Each character is faced with choices that challenge their values and test their resolve, creating a narrative that is as much about inner conflict as it is about external danger. The failed mission serves as a crucible, revealing strengths and weaknesses, forging bonds, and exposing fissures within the group. These character-driven moments are interwoven seamlessly with the larger narrative, creating a story that is both emotionally resonant and intellectually engaging. The standoff itself is depicted with a sense of escalating suspense that keeps the audience fully invested. Every movement, every decision has consequences, and the film meticulously charts the ebb and flow of tension between the freedom fighters and the authorities. It is a delicate balance of strategy, improvisation, and sheer human instinct, with moments of negotiation, confrontation, and sheer desperation. The filmmakers do not resort to simplistic heroics. Instead, they present a scenario in which courage and cunning must coexist with uncertainty and risk. This approach elevates the film above conventional action thrillers, providing a nuanced exploration of what it means to resist oppression in a world where power is unevenly distributed. As the siege unfolds, the narrative expands to touch on broader social and political dynamics. The film portrays the public's reaction, the role of media coverage, and the international ramifications of the incident. It illustrates how acts of resistance, even when localized, can ripple outward, influencing perceptions, galvanizing movements, and drawing global attention to systemic injustice. In this sense, Silverton Siege is not only a story of a single moment in time, but also a meditation on the interconnectedness of struggle and the power of individual actions to spark wider change. The screenplay's attention to dialogue and detail further enriches the story. Conversations between characters reveal history, ideology, and personal stakes, while moments of silence convey the weight of uncertainty and the emotional toll of the situation. There is a rhythm to the storytelling that mirrors the tension of the siege itself, oscillating between action and reflection, fear and resolve, chaos and calm. The writing ensures that viewers remain engaged, not simply by the spectacle of the standoff, but by the human drama at its core. Sound design and music also play a crucial role in enhancing the cinematic experience, from the tense hum of police radios to the understated score that underscores moments of introspection. The auditory elements heighten suspense and deepen emotional engagement. The combination of visuals, performance, and sound creates a fully immersive experience, making the audience feel every heartbeat, every decision, and every risk alongside the characters. This holistic approach ensures that the film resonates not just intellectually, but viscerally. Importantly, Silverton Siege does not romanticize violence or conflict. The filmmakers present the human cost of struggle in stark terms, showing the fear, injury, and moral compromise that accompany high-stakes resistance. The freedom fighters are portrayed as courageous, yes, but also fallible and deeply human. This nuanced depiction reinforces the gravity of their actions and highlights the profound sacrifices made by those who choose to confront injustice head-on. It is a reminder that the fight for freedom is neither simple nor clean, and that heroism often comes at a tremendous personal price. The historical resonance of the film is also amplified by its engagement with real-world events. By drawing on the true story that inspired the Free Mandela movement, the narrative gains an added layer of significance. Viewers are invited to reflect not only on the cinematic story, but also on the historical realities that underpin it. The siege becomes a lens through which to explore the broader struggle against apartheid, illuminating the courage, strategy, and determination required to confront systemic oppression. It is a narrative that educates as much as it entertains, bridging the gap between history and drama. Moreover, the film succeeds in balancing individual character arcs with the broader societal context. While the standoff dominates the immediate narrative, the personal histories, motivations, and relationships of the freedom fighters provide depth and emotional resonance. We see how their past experiences inform their choices, how bonds of friendship and shared purpose sustain them under pressure, and how the stakes of failure extend beyond themselves to affect families, communities, and the wider movement for justice. This balance of micro and macro storytelling is one of the film's strengths, providing a layered and compelling viewing experience. The pacing of the film contributes to its tension and engagement. Moments of rapid escalation are interspersed with quieter, contemplative sequences, allowing viewers to absorb both the intensity of the siege and the human dimension of the story. Action and suspense are never gratuitous. They serve to illuminate character, advance the plot, and underscore the moral and strategic stakes of the conflict. The editing is precise, ensuring that the narrative momentum never falters, while also providing space for reflection and character development. In addition to the narrative and technical elements, Silverton Siege offers a reflection on resilience, strategy, and moral courage. It portrays individuals confronting an overwhelming system with intelligence, creativity, and tenacity, demonstrating that resistance is as much about mental agility and emotional strength as it is about physical action. The siege itself becomes a crucible that tests these qualities, revealing the depth of human resilience under extreme pressure. The film's tension is rooted not just in the external conflict, but in the internal struggles of its characters, making it a rich and multifaceted exploration of courage. The performances, direction, and production design collectively create an experience that is cinematic in scope and intimate in emotional resonance. Every frame, every line of dialogue, and every decision made by the characters is imbued with significance, reflecting the careful attention to detail that elevates the film above standard action thrillers. The audience is drawn not only to the spectacle of the siege, but to the profound human stories embedded within it, stories of conviction, fear, and the pursuit of justice in the face of overwhelming odds. As the story moves toward its climax, the tension reaches its zenith. Decisions must be made, alliances tested, and consequences confronted. The film resists easy answers, instead presenting a morally complex and emotionally charged resolution that reflects the ambiguity and difficulty inherent in real-life struggles for justice. It challenges viewers to consider the costs of action, the responsibilities of resistance, and the ways in which individual courage can influence broader societal change. Ultimately, Silverton Siege is a testament to the power of storytelling rooted in history, character, and moral complexity. It is a film that captivates with its intensity and engages with its depth, offering a cinematic journey into a pivotal moment in South Africa's past. Through the lens of a high-stakes siege, it explores themes of resistance, sacrifice, and human resilience, providing insight into the realities of struggle under oppression. The performances of Thabo Rametsi, Naxolo Dlamini, Stefan Erasmus, and Arnold Vosloo anchor the narrative, making the experiences of the freedom fighters tangible and emotionally resonant. By blending action, tension, historical context, and character-driven drama, Silverton Siege achieves a rare balance, creating a story that is thrilling, thought-provoking and profoundly human. It invites viewers to reflect on courage, justice, and the costs of defiance, while also providing a cinematic experience that is immersive and compelling. The film does not simply retell an historical incident, it brings the human dimension to the forefront, allowing audiences to experience the fear, determination, and moral complexity that define moments of resistance. It is a story that lingers long after the credits roll, reminding viewers of the power of individual actions, the weight of history, and the enduring struggle for freedom. In its entirety, Silverton Siege is more than an action thriller. It is a meditation on human courage and the complexities of resistance. Every element of the film, from its performances and direction to its production design and sound, works in concert to create a narrative that is both gripping and meaningful. It captures the immediacy of a hostage situation, the broader historical context of apartheid-era South Africa, and the profound emotional and moral stakes faced by those who dared to defy an oppressive system. It is a cinematic exploration of resilience, strategy, and the enduring human spirit in the face of overwhelming odds. Through this lens, the story of the Silverton Siege becomes a powerful reminder of the courage required to confront injustice, the sacrifices demanded by resistance, and the enduring impact of individual actions on the course of history.